Yeah, I thought we played really well offensively. Thought we really shared the ball. This was a game that certainly called for us to, try to attack them inside against their switching defenses. Thought we did a really good job of that. Really shared the basketball, 21 assists on 33 made baskets. That's always a recipe for success. Got to get some things cleaned up on the defensive end of the floor. Got to continue to stay urgent in everything that we do. Thought we really just gifted them about 12 or 15 points, particularly in transition defense. So again, that continues to be an area of growth for our team, is to play the next play like it's the most important possession of the game, and we'll continue to work on it.
Ethan, we're coming into the day, last 4 wins for you guys. You guys have averaged, I think, 87 points per game, and now after this, that jumped up to 90 points, you go 90, 91 points per game in the last 5 wins for you guys. So, is that just who you guys are at this point? You guys need to score in order to win?
No, I don't think so. I think obviously Cleveland State is a really good offensive team. Had 82 on us tonight, but we're still third in the league in defense and points per possession. So I certainly think we can win with our defense. If you go back and you evaluate why we have success offensively when we do, it's not hard to point your finger to why we do it. It's execution. It's reading the game at a high level. Obviously, when the shots go in, that's great. But usually, when you share the basketball and you get the quality of shots that we've got in those games, we got good enough shooters where we're going to make a pretty high percentage.
Now, what do you, in addition to those things, what do you feel like has been kind of the common thread in those games that has allowed you guys to shoot and score at the clip that you guys have in these last?
Yeah, ball movement, player movement. Another night, if you go back to the Oakland game, you go back to the Fort Wayne game, and you look at our assist-turnover ratio, you look at our assist percentage, again, 21 assists again tonight on 33 made baskets, a very high assist rate. Those things are always going to lend to open shots. Now, obviously, when you make 14 of 22, or you make, 16 like we did, or 17, how many we ever made at Fort Wayne, how many ever threes we made at Oakland, everything looks great when that happens, but I don't evaluate offense on the outcome. I evaluate it on, are we making the right decisions? What is the quality of the shots that we're getting? What is our pace in our offense? Those things that aren't necessarily going to show up in a stat sheet, but a more process-oriented mindset rather than an outcome.
So obviously, Tay continues to be kind of a spark plug for you guys offensively, and a season high for Vlad tonight as well. We have 15 in the first half. What did those two kind of give you guys tonight?
Yeah, Tay continues to make major improvements on both sides of the ball. He's playing with a lot of confidence right now. And guys, early in the year, we knew that at some point he was going to get going. He was a much better offensive player than he was playing. And now that he's got the confidence from a few games in a row where he's played really well, I think he's going to continue to grow as a basketball player over the next 2 or 3 weeks and into the future in our program. Vlad was excellent tonight. Obviously maybe one of his best games, if not his best game since he's been here. Thought he'd done a lot of really, really good stuff for us.
Now, what kind of issues did Lipscomb kind of cause for you guys on the defensive end? Obviously, you have 32 points.
Yeah.
For most of the night, it seemed like he was,
Yeah, we lost him in transition 2, maybe 3 times. I'll have to go back and look at the tape. But that guy has an incredible ability to make really difficult shots, especially if you give him a couple easy ones early in the game and he gets going. He's got good size. He's got a quick trigger. He can make shots off the bounce. He can make shots off the catch. He had an excellent performance. We knew going into the game that him, Beard, and Chevalier, all those guys could make really difficult shots. What we were trying to eliminate was not necessarily the off the bounce threes, but was the drive and kick, catch and shoot, inside out threes that just was not obviously what we was trying to eliminate. In the first half, they were driving the ball. We were getting sucked in instead of inching out to their shooters, and that allowed some of those guys to get going on top of the mistakes we made in transition.
You touched on it a little bit earlier, but 26 and 34 at the free throw line, they were obviously kind of wrapping up the sides a little bit. How much of an emphasis was that for you guys to kind of drive the basket, kind of get them inside trouble a little bit?
Yeah, it was driving the basketball, but more than that, it was really trying to play through our post or to play through the post. Throw the ball to Chris, throw the ball to Rich, throw the ball to Vlad inside. They were switching all of our ball screens, so we had a distinct size advantage, and we did a much better job of taking advantage of the post mismatch tonight than we did last week at Detroit. It was the same coverage, and what we really did was just didn't hang on to the ball. We just moved the ball. We created the advantage by throwing it in there. We kept the advantage by moving the ball. I thought we made some really good decisions below the free throw line.
Looking ahead to Sunday's game, it'll be senior day. A large number of players will have their final regular season home game here for YSU. The last few years with the transfer portal, the Penguins have taken advantage, bringing guys in for 1 or 2 years. But still, going through college basketball as a player now as a coach, how special is that final regular season game for this?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, this will be the last time that they get to play in front of our fans. All of those guys have made lasting impressions on each other, on our coaching staff, on our program. We got to prepare the right way we'll take tomorrow off, prepare the right way on Friday and Saturday, and send those guys out the right way.
Anything else? All right.
Thanks, guys.